This is Techzine Talks on Tour, the podcast about enterprise technology that brings you IT insights and analyses from events all around the globe. We cover everything, everywhere. Visit techzine.eu for more information, and don't forget to subscribe to this podcast.
My name is Koen. I'm at Oracle Cloud World and NetSuite Suite World in Las Vegas this week, and we're now talking to Brian Chess. He's SVP Technology and AI at Oracle NetSuite. Welcome, Brian.
Thanks, good to be here.
I would like to talk to you about the development of AI within SaaS solutions and the challenges and opportunities that bring to software. Maybe we can start a bit what your role is at NetSuite, because your title says a lot, but maybe it's better if you explain in simple words what you do all day.
Well, so I started at NetSuite a long time ago. I actually started way back at the beginning in 1999 when it was NetLedger, and I was a software developer. And through a whole lot of changes and a little bit of coming and going, once upon a time I was in charge of cloud operations, which is everything about how we deliver the NetSuite service. And I think it was I don't know if it was a natural outgrowth or a less than natural outgrowth from that, where I started doing AI work, because it was all about the data, and in cloud operations we were taking care of the data. And then since then I've actually started working on the NetSuite Foundation, which includes the NetSuite platform too. So everything related to how people build their own applications and extend NetSuite, connect NetSuite to other applications.
Yeah, with the ISV partners and stuff probably then.
True, yes. So the platform is how we connect to those ISVs.
Okay. And these days you're primarily working on AI, I'm guessing?
Quite a bit of energy and attention go into AI. I mean, there is the core of AI. There is the algorithm. There is getting the data there. But then there's a lot that you need to do in order to attach the AI to the product and make it actually useful for people.
Yeah. So how should we look at it? Are you working on AI features, or are you even down to the core technology and developing, I don't know, industry or domain-specific LLMs even, or?
So as part of Oracle, we get to work very, very closely with the Oracle Cloud infrastructure teams. And so we get to look at it from the application layer. We're not developing our own foundation models, for example, but we are giving feedback to those foundation models about what we want and what we need. So multilingual is a fantastic example where we got started a year ago with Gen AI. It was good at English. It was not great at a lot of other languages. That progression, we've come a long way in a year, and so now multilingual support is something we're pretty good at, and part of that is because of the feedback that we provided to the OCI Gen AI team.
So you're more focused on the applications, so you're talking to all your product managers how you can develop AI features to make the product even better?
That's true. We do develop models of our own based on customer data. So for example, the model that we use to figure out how you might upsell a customer, what else they might want to buy, that is a model we develop based on customers' data and on their customers' behavior. And it's unique to every customer that we have, so we're not combining data between customers.
No, okay, of course. You name an interesting point, because you're generating summaries and generating tables and graphs, etc., based on the new Gen AI stuff. When I talk to the big vendors that are developing those foundation models, they always say they're really good at generating text and understanding text and creating things, but they're really bad at math.
Well,
I wondered, because NetSuite has a lot of financial products, and all those product managers are coming to you probably like, hey, can you add some AI flavors to this? But if they're bad in math, how do you work with them? Or is that a challenge? Or?
So the large language models used to be pretty terrible at math. Now, they're not so terrible. They're still not good enough for us to turn the math over to them, though.
Yeah.
So yes, we don't want to depend on a large language model to do math. One thing they have gotten a lot better at, though, is use of tools. So in Suite Analytics Assistant, for example, we're using a large language model so the user can tell us what they want, and then instead of having the AI add up the numbers, The AI knows how to talk to the NetSuite application and say, give me a picture that kind of looks like this. And then all the math gets done correctly there.
Yeah, because a financial report with bad math is not,
It's not
good for business.
Not good for business.
You have developed many AI features in the last couple of years. I don't know how long you've been working on it, but probably a little bit longer. But is there one you worked on that was a real challenge and you're happy that it finally came true and it finally...
So we have been working on AI for a number of years. And the main thing that I see is that our ability to deliver AI features gets faster and faster and faster. Sometimes it's because we're using a foundation model, and so we can plug that model in, and it's relatively easy to adapt to the scenario. Mm-hmm. But also, we're getting better and better at developing our own models and figuring out what does it take to deliver AI quickly. To the point where when we sit down and start to plan out Suite World, one of the questions we're asking now is, are we overwhelming people? Like there's so many different directions that you can go. We're starting to need to guide people a little bit in terms of how do they adopt. Yeah. And so we just added this advanced customer support AI playbook so that we can guide customers through how they can take advantage of the AI features, because the menu has gotten long enough that people want some help.
Yeah, there are many AI features. Adoption is a thing because you're changing business processes by adding AI, so people have to work a bit differently.
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. So if you are going to build a customer churn prediction model, mm-hmm. And so you want to look at which customers which customers are at risk, that might introduce a new process. If you're using something like Text Enhance, where all you're doing is you write what you want, then you press a button to clean it up, that's not really much of a process change. Okay. So I mean, I think you're correct that adoption is an issue, but it's not in every case of AI. It's only in some of them.
Do you measure adoption or user experience, how people are using the AI features you've built over the last years?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, one of the reasons why I got into doing AI at NetSuite is because I'm a believer. I'm a believer that there is true business value here, extreme business value here, and we're going to unlock it a piece at a time. So it's going to be an adoption curve, but we certainly have to keep looking at what we've built in order to make sure people are actually benefiting from it
and using it.
Oh yeah.
Because if they don't use it, it's yeah.
So maybe there are two problems there. So first of all, we've got to get people excited enough about it that they try it, and then we've got to make sure that it does what we promised that it's going to do, and that value actually arrives.
So you look at when people delete the outcome and make their own outcome or something, or how do you measure that?
Oh, so Text Enhance,
because it needs to be successful as well.
So Text Enhance is my favorite example here. Okay. And that is, we built the feature and we thought we were done because we'd done the hard part, and that is we tied a language model into the application. And we're like, cool. And then we tried it out on some people and realized we had to add an undo button. And the reason we had to add an undo button is because people were taking a risk when they used it. And we wanted to say, this is safe. It's okay, you can try this, because if you don't like what happens, you can just undo it. Well, it turned out that undo button also gives us great insight into, are people liking what they get? If we see a lot of undo, we know maybe the right thing is not happening.
Okay. Does that also influence your whole thought process in when you think of new AI features? Because I think that can be really hard, you know. Oh, let's add AI is a very simple statement, but finding the right feature with the right AI model and the right functions is a whole process.
Getting everything to come together. So yeah. we need the underlying AI technology, we need a place to put it in the application, and then we need a way for the users to actually connect with the stuff that we're doing. So all three of those elements are critically important.
Yeah. I think you're in a leading role at one of the bigger SaaS vendors. NetSuite is, and especially Oracle, is one of the largest software companies in the world.
Which really seems strange to me, given where I started, where it was just a couple of guys sitting around in an apartment.
Yeah, but I can imagine, but you probably have way more opportunities than your peers that work for a lot of smaller SaaS vendors. Are there like learnings that you have that you can share for them maybe? That they should focus on certain things and stay away from other things like developing your own LLM is kind of a takeaway. Don't do that if you're a small company, because
I hope that's a pretty obvious one, because the amount of money that it takes to train one of those foundation models is pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Okay, but the advice that I would give to technologists who are trying to build for business
AI
users,
features for the software?
So AI features can be a little bit tricky, because sometimes the first time you try something, like you try creating a model out of this and that because it sounds good, when you're doing kind of traditional software development, you have a very good guarantee of an outcome. You know that thing is buildable. With AI, sometimes the first thing you try doesn't work. And I guess what I would say is, don't give up. That it can be done, it is being done, and stay at it.
Is that the prompt engineering part you're saying that can help a lot? Because
okay, so prompt engineering is a place that you would go.
Or are you more talking about RAG in this case? Because
well, like RAG is a perfect example of something that does not always do what you think it's going to do the first time. Mm-hmm. But it really can be made to work. We've got great demos out on the show floor showing RAG at work. But it wasn't so hot the very first time we turned it on. It took some playing around, and we're in a new frontier. And so there's not a book you can go buy that'll tell you exactly what to do. But the payoff is still worth it.
Okay, so keep
keep
developing and keep on testing. And how do you make sure it's ready for production? Because you can get, I don't know, 100 outcomes, and if 95 are correct and 5 are a bit, do you run it to production, or do you think?
Testing AI-driven software is more complicated than testing traditional software.
Yeah, because then you have an if-then-else model, and it's kind of, we have all the scenarios, but AI is a bit more unpredictable.
Yeah. If then you say, okay, I'll test the if and I'll test the then, and now we've tested this thing.
Yeah.
The AI, it can be difficult to know, well, if I did things a little differently, would I get a very different output? So we've invested significantly in internal testing frameworks in order to make sure that we've characterized, and let's say we upgrade from one LLM to another LLM, are we going to get what we want out of that upgrade? So I think that's a really good example of what's on the frontier, that testing and quality problem.
Yeah. NetSuite is currently focusing on generating text and images and charts, and you're combining that with more traditional AI to find anomalies in reports or financial transactions, and you combine that. I've been getting some reports from vendors that are now beginning to talk about agentic AI, which is, for our listeners, that an AI can take action and make decisions based on their learnings. Is that something you're researching as well, or do you think that's years away from being in production?
Oh, you can see that we're actually already doing things that qualify as agents, and Suite Analytics Assistant is a perfect example of it, where the AI is looking at NetSuite as the tool that it's using. So that idea that the AI is going to talk to other tools, maybe even talk to other AI in order to come up with its final result, I think there's a tremendous amount of promise there. RAG is another example of something where I think we started off in the industry maybe a year ago very focused on RAG, and now we're saying, well, really, that database is just another tool that the AI can leverage. So the horizons have broadened in that sense, and I think they will continue to do so. So yes, I think there's a good future in agents, and we're already getting started.
Okay, so more to come on that front, probably.
Oh, definitely.
Are you happy where NetSuite is at this moment on the AI front, or did you hope to be even further?
Well, we can always hope for more, and I think that I think the job of the technologists is to make sure we are always on the frontier. So there's no such thing as too fast.
No, but you see many vendors in the industry building a lot of AI solutions, and you're probably looking around as well, and you can decide for yourself, okay, we're on top of it, or.
You've seen some vendors who have really decided to charge ahead and have had some pretty public missteps. And so I hope we're not going so fast that we're going to experience any of those. We want it to work and work well, because that's what our customers expect from NetSuite.
And how far along are your ISVs by adopting AI that you kind of offer them? Because they can use the Prompt Studio as well to build functions within their software.
So we are just announcing Prompt Studio at SuiteWorld this year. We're just announcing our very first Suite Script.
You don't have any partners that already worked with it in a private beta thing or something?
Private beta, they've already built some stuff, and in fact, out on the show floor, I think we've got half a dozen partners who have built their first applications. But that's all relatively new.
Okay.
I think we're going to see tremendous amount of uptake there over the coming year, because we're making it public now.
Okay. So you're hoping for them to learn some things as well?
Oh, absolutely. I really want them to teach me some things. And I think they're going to. I think they're going to do some creative things that we never thought about. And the reason I think that is because that's been the history of the NetSuite platform.
I think it's the history of development. When you give developers tools, they give you back applications or features. You're like, oh, we never thought of that, but let's take it because it's good.
I'm excited to see where they take us.
Okay, interesting. What are you most excited about? What you have built and delivered?
I'm afraid we were just talking about it. What I am most excited about is the platform capabilities, the things that are going to allow customers to build things that we haven't thought about. Maybe I'm asking for a free ride there.
I don't know.
But I think they're going to do some really cool stuff. And it's one of the advantages that NetSuite has with 40,000 customers. We actually get creativity coming from lots of different angles.
Okay. Thank you, Brian, for this nice talk.
Cohen, great talking to you.
Okay.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of Techzine Talks on Tour. If you're enjoying the show, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. If you'd like more information, please feel free to visit techzine.eu, where we cover everything, everywhere. Thanks again for listening, and we hope you'll join us again on the next episode of Techzine Talks on Tour.